My name's Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire. Alright, let's go for the silent. Whew. Exalting greetings, says Neo. Lose all gold, remove 2 cards. Let's go for it. Let's go buck fucking wild. Okay, I want to hit more question marks than bosses if possible. Boss, camp, question mark. Hang on, okay. Along this line, it's 2 question, 3 question, 4, 5 questions. Five questions, 1 boss, and 3 fires. It's pretty good. All right, 3, 2 fires, 2 more. Okay, so I actually end up with 4 fires and no boss on this side. But I end up with the same amount of question marks. Since I have a leaner deck, I can probably rely on upgrading a little more at those bonfires. And I can also choose to take a boss on at the end if I feel comfortable. This also allows me to pick up all of my question marks early, which might be able to buff my deck. Or will give me a more reasonable idea with what I want to do with my deck later. Reason for that is if I get, you know, a bunch of curses or something like that, then I have time to act upon that information and change things. Okay, this is going pretty well. It's rare that you actually get to fully defend while dealing serious damage in those 12 damage rounds there. But since our deck is 1 strike and 1 defend lighter, we're getting more turns where we get to play neutralize and where we get to play survivor. I'm going to focus on defense here. I defended just to prevent 1 damage there because I was only going to deal 4 damage myself anyway as a result of the opponent having the weaken debuff on me. Here I could probably get away with 2 strikes. Reason for this being, in the next hand, if I end up with 3 strikes, I can just kill. Okay. Alright, as it turns out, I should have done all of the blocks on that other turn, because now I'm going to be able to kill regardless. Yeah. Because I could have just done another strike and a neutralize this turn. Alright, what kind of build do we want to go for? Got a super lean deck. What takes advantage of lean decks? This is just an always good card. Dagger Spray upgrades from that to deal 6 damage to all enemies twice. And when you don't have AoE and you need AoE, you immediately recognize it. Eviscerate's a good card when you have a discard build, but the thing is, taking Eviscerate and then not getting a discard build sucks. It's a 4-mana card that deals 18 damage. Flying Knee, I like. Yeah. I don't have a bunch of 0-mana cards. I only have the 1. So my hands are guaranteed to cost at least 4 at this point. So having Flying Knee means that in the next turn, I would most likely... or I would be able to cast the majority of my hand, if not all of it, depending on whether or not I draw Neutralize. I want to take Dagger Spray because it's like a deck fundamental that I don't have. Do I want a question mark before an enemy? Or after? Before. Ooh, okay. This... that's one of the new cards. I'm in the beta branch for this game because I really wanted to see the new content super early and because I want to help test it, and also is new content, so it makes for good video content, right? Alchemize, a legendary card, costs 2 mana, obtain a random potion. That's pretty good. I just gotta make sure that I don't get any curses. Poison Stab. The Bomb. Deal 9 damage to everyone, including yourself. Exhaust. I thought that was stupid, but if you block, it actually becomes really good. Escape Plan has no negative effect on any deck archetype, so I love that card. The only one I can guarantee that I can get is Escape Plan, and I'm more than fine with that. It replaces itself and possibly gives you a positive benefit. You know, as opposed to all of those negative benefits out there. Really happy to have drawn Neutralize. Enable me to entirely block that incoming damage. Just with one survivor. This enemy does get stronger over time. So instead of fully blocking and waiting, I'm going to have to go a little on the offensive there. Okay. This hand pretty much plays itself. And there's nothing that can stop me from getting a kill in the next turn, I believe. I mean, that'll do it. I thought the remaining cards in my deck were offensive. Oh well. Now you're dead. Easy. I like Dash in the early game, just when you're going for a bunch of bosses, because it's really powerful against the bosses that don't want you to use anything except for attacks. Because you get to use it and still get block, right? It's effectively two of the card Iron Waves stapled together. This isn't a poison build yet. It could be later, but it's definitely not a poison build yet. Backstab's just good on all decks again, so I'll take it. I could decide to go for a boss after this if I really want to. I'm going to continue removing cards from my deck. So far, I've got 2 offensive cards and 1 defensive card, but that's got no effect on my deck archetype. So I'll remove an offensive card. I'm not going to go for the boss. I'm going to go for the questions. Sure. Totally worth. Let's Smith and upgrade. I kind of want to upgrade Neutralize or Dagger Spray. Backstab's also a pretty good upgrade. It's Neutralize, Dagger Spray, and Backstab. We'll probably upgrade all of them before we leave this floor. I'm going to take Neutralize because applying 2 weak for 0 mana is really good. You very rarely, if ever, in fact, remove Neutralize from your deck. Okay, beautiful. Thanks to Escape Plan, I get to deal a ridiculous amount of damage this turn, as well as block all of the incoming damage, because Escape Plan gave me 3 defense from picking up a skill. I'm obviously going to remove Doubt from my hand here. Good to have that with Survivor in hand. Get to block all of the damage while preventing myself from getting the weakening effects. And then all offense cards, please. That'll do. Okay. None of these are that good for me, but Noxious Fumes is the least bad. Crippling Poison is just a little too expensive to take. Its upgrade is apply 5 and apply 5. But 5 poison, you can get 6 poison for 1 mana, right? So I guess the upshot is you're getting 5 weak. But the thing is, if you're trying to whittle someone down over time with poison, you want to be in a full poison strategy. If you want to whittle someone down with attacks, you're going to do it a lot faster than waiting for the poison ticks, so having that many turns of weak is usually useless. Prepared actually has a negative effect. If it drew 2 cards, 1 card to replace itself, and then 1 card to replace the card that it's going to discard, then it would have a positive effect on all deck archetypes, which is why it doesn't have that. I'll take Noxious Fumes, because it's kind of cheap. If I had like 100 more money, I would go here. But I don't want to go there and see like a really good relic like Ninja Shiv or something like that and not be able to take it. Sorry, Ninja Scroll. I don't want to upgrade Noxious Fumes. I want to upgrade Backstab. Alright. Come on. Give me good. Threading Needle's freaking ridiculous. If we got that earlier, we could have based our entire build around it, gone for a defensive build. Okay, Escape Plan. Shamefully doesn't get me anything. I can use Backstab here to remove someone. In which case, my turn would be Backstab, Defend, Defend, Neutralize. No, I can use a single Defend because I'm getting another bit of the defense from the Plated Armor. Okay. Or I could be clever about it use Noxious Fumes. No, that was wrong. Yeah, that was dumb. I fucked up. I'm going to take 5 damage as a result. Well, not 5, but... For some reason, I was thinking I'm not going to take damage from the minion, even though I'm not killing them this turn. So I was waiting to kill them next turn with the Noxious Fumes. And since I did it to the highest health minion, I was going to leave myself with a lot more, you know, workability on the field. Six won't do it. Again, not the card I meant to discard. Big misplay, but, well, big misplay. A misplay, nonetheless. And turn. Alright, give me a good card. I would have to be in a fight that ages before Catalyst is good for me, unfortunately. The upgraded version of Catalyst is triple an enemy's poison exhaust, but the thing is, if you're tripling an enemy's poison from like 2 to 6, so what? You're applying 4 poison. If you've got something like... If you're focusing on a single boss and you've got something like the Bouncing Cask, you can apply 12 poison with that, and then you can triple it to 36. That's ridiculous. Or if you've got that plus Sneaky Eye... Sneaky Eye? Sneaky Skull? Can't remember the name of it for the life of me. But it, anytime you add poison to an enemy, it adds 1 more poison. And you've got like an Envenom Shiv build. You can ridiculously fuck someone's life up with Catalyst. I think here I'm actually just going to take Deflect so that I can try and protect my plated armor. And then have, in turn, my plated armor protect me. Dagger Spray is definitely the next upgrade, though. Deflect upgrading to 6 block for 0 is pretty good as well. Backstab immediately takes out that minion. That's so powerful. Ouch. Okay. Thanks to the plated armor, we are still fine here. Thanks to plated armor, I in fact don't need to play any defenses this turn. Even though I had the mana left over, I wanted to, you know, show off. Kinda sucks to be weakened, but thankfully I've got poison doing work for me. Alright. Goes up to 5, so I only need to deal 5 damage this upcoming turn. That's pretty easy. And done. Alright. We do have a couple 0-cost cards in our deck now, and everything is at the very least low cost, so 1,000 cuts is pretty good. Although I do want to take another Deflect, but if I take another Deflect, the problem is, if I take another Deflect, I might end up with mana left over at a lot of turns, because I've got so many 0-cost cards in my hand, and I haven't got that much draw. So I'll take 1,000 cuts. I do want to upgrade 1,000 cuts. Are there any other cards that I desperately need to upgrade? It's just 1,000 cuts, right? Because Noxious Fumes goes to apply 3 poison to all enemies. Like, it's a difference. Sure, it's not huge, though. 1,000 cuts goes to apply 2 damage to all enemies every single time that you play a card. So it doubles its effect. This 1.5 times is its effect, but its effect is slow as well. This is immediate, so... Since I only want to upgrade 1 more card, I'm going to go down a route that is only going to give me 1 more upgrade. Perfect! At the start of each combat, gain 1 dex is going to be really good for me. I want to guarantee that I get another relic. So, go for this fight. I usually wouldn't attack, considering that I have, you know, yet to set up powers. But this is so much opening, so much damage in my opening hand. It's a little hard to ignore. Okay, I'm actually just going to... go through the rest of my deck using the Swift Draw there. Reason being, because my deck is going to be so much more efficient. And now I get to block all of your incoming damage, as well as deal a ridiculous amount of damage. I get 2, quote-unquote, free turns to attack here. Oh, fuck. Really? I got all of my defensive cards on the turn where I really want all of my aggressive cards. So now my dex is normal, but my strength is a little lower than I'd like. I still have to focus on dealing as much damage as possible at all times. Okay. A lot of these hands play themselves because there's nothing you can do except for play them in the way that I'm playing them. So what, I started this fight with like 45 and I end this fight on 32? Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright. Give me good. Bottled Lightning. I mean, it's not that good. I'll take Escape Plan. After Image is pretty good for the deck that we're going for, especially considering the decks and the plated armor. The thing is, now we're moving away from the build that I really wanted to put in this deck, or the build that I initially got in this deck, which was like Backstab, Dagger Spray, kind of just instantly pick off targets. Unfortunately, now I really want to upgrade After Image as well, but 1000 Cuts is more important. I wanted to have a really thin deck that just had a lot of real big damage in it. But I'm going to have to settle for what I've got. Taking that weak kind of sucks, because next turn I want to deal a lot of damage, get my opponent as close to 70 as possible, but not over. Never mind, Weaken basically didn't affect me there. Unfortunately, the next turn, my opponent's going to deal like a 32 damage attack. 35, my bad. And I'm not going to be able to stop them from doing it. Oh, this is scary. At least I get to block all but 12 of it. Okay, I want to get my opponent as close. What the fuck is with this draw reduction? You applied it for 3 turns. That's not fair. No, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have played the last armor there, because now my opponent is going to poison themselves below 70, and now they're going to immediately split. Whereas otherwise, next turn, I would have had time to put in a bunch of damage. So I basically would have had them stunned for a turn. Really sucks not to have that turn. Thankfully, though, we are playing a strategy, specifically talking about the 1000 Cuts, and with Dagger Dance, what's it called? Spreading daggers. We're playing a strategy that is going to be pretty good at dealing with 2 minions at the same time here. Okay, now they're both interrupted. Unfortunately, if all of them decide to attack, I might actually just be fucked. Okay, 14 incoming damage. Dagger Spray, there. That's what it's called. Okay, I'll neutralize the one that I'm not planning on killing, and I'll try and kill the other one. I actually managed to protect myself against all of that damage. Remarkable. So next turn, playing out all of the cards in my hand and poison should kill them. It'd be nice if I could play all of the cards out in my hand and one of them wasn't a curse. Yeah, there we go. I was right. Thought I was. All right. Oh, interesting. Unfortunately, whenever an attack deals damage, does not count the damage that 1,000 Cuts does. Otherwise, this would be ridiculous. I think I actually just get a second 1,000 Cuts. Dagger Spray is pretty good with Envenom, but things like Riddle with Holes, Eviscerate, especially Eviscerate when you're getting it really cheaply. Those kinds of things are actually ridiculous. This would require a little bit too much from us. So another 1,000 Cuts, and then we upgrade it. Could be ridiculous. Cannot play more than 6 cards a turn. Tiny House is lame. Sure, 3 curses, 3 relics. Let's do it. Clumsy, Ethereal, yeah, it's fine. Regret, we usually won't have that much in the end of our hand. And Decay, we need to get rid of really early. Omamori is going to negate 2 curses, so effectively, if we want to think about it like this, although I'm worse off at the moment, in the long run, I only got 1 curse out of this, as well as 2 relics. Art of War and Happy Flower are interesting in that you never really rely on them, but sometimes you get just an extra energy, and a lot of the time it's useful. 2 bosses on this side, but only 1 question mark. Camp, 3 question marks and a boss. That's a really good lane. Then I can cut back in for another boss, or I can go for 2 more upgrades. Another question mark. Yeah, it's definitely this far left lane. I want to hit all those question mark places, because usually the worst thing that happens to you in a question mark area is you get a curse. And surprise, surprise, I'm not going to. Thank you, Omamori. Noxious Fumes isn't really going to have time to actually deal that much over the course of this fight. I will still block 5 of the incoming damage, though. This fight kind of sucks for a deck that takes it slow. Next turn, I kind of hope just to play like a bunch of defensive cards. I will get an extra mana because didn't play any attack last turn. Okay. 1,000 Cuts. Deflect. Strike. Defend. Survive. And this front looter is now dead. Unfortunately, the back looter is going to be almost impossible to kill. Which really sucks because I need all of my money right now, but... yeah, even if I got all offensive cards, I'm not dealing another 21 damage in any turn. Bye-bye. It's unfortunate certain builds just won't be able to kill all of them. And I still lost half of my HP trying. Quick Slash. Ooh, excuse me. Don't know what's happening to me. Quick Slash could be good. Ask me to draw a little bit. Okay. Okay, let's go. 1,000 Cuts escape plan. Dagger Spray is so good against these, but... well, I mean, I'm already protected for 5. Sure. Again, since 1,000 Cuts doesn't count as an attack, it doesn't clip their wings. Because I've only attacked each of them twice in that turn. Would have been really nice to get both of them. I really need to start getting these bad boys out of my deck. Oh, I'm going to take some damage here. I'm going to lose all of my plated armor due to the order of attacks as well. Our defense isn't defensive enough. All right. 10, 10, 12. 10, 10, 12. Okay, so if I lower this, it's 5. Right. Now I'll survive. Only take 2 damage. Definitely worth. Defend, defend, defend. And then a neutralize to finish the game. All right. We've got trouble. Slice is free, and considering I just picked up a draw card, it's probably better for me. Here's the thing. I really want Shovel, but I can't afford to take it. Because I need to do a card removal. And the only other relic that I would be able to afford is Shuriken after that, and I don't play 3 attacks in the same turn. I play a lot of defense, in fact. So I probably want Adrenaline plus a card removal service. And we'll remove Decay first. And I'm also going to purchase a block potion, just to try and keep myself alive right now. Removal strikes gain 5 bite cards. I do need the health. I'm going to take it. Gain 5 max HP, lose 14 HP, or become Cursed Decay. I think I have to choose the curse. And then it gets taken by Omamori, though. Right, I'm going to add Offer Image innately to my opening hand. And then I hope with the help of the block potion that I'm going to be able to beat this boss without taking any damage. Wrong order. Should have done it the other order. Rather than play Backstab here, I'm actually going to play Bite just to try and draw. Huh, I discarded Doubt, and I've still got Clumsy in my hand, which is ethereal, so it'll remove itself. That's actually quite lovely. I'm going to try and play as many Bites as is humanly possible in this fight. Removing a Strength from me at the very start of the fight does suck, though. That's as much defense as I could muster. It's pretty good for as much as I could do. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, another strength down. Okay, I now need to just focus on playing defensive cards pretty much. Regret sucks for me. If I can remove that from my hand, I'm really happy. Scar's the card I picked up. Nice. I'm going to play this first because I definitely need that on the field. It was important we hit the weekend there. I probably should have done that earlier in my turn order. No, it wasn't, right? We could... Yeah, no, because I still would have locked 15. All right. I'm exhausting a lot of cards from my deck right now. I probably shouldn't play Deflect because I don't want to exhaust it. Let's play the important ones first. Yikes. If I did play Deflect there, I could have guaranteed that I discarded Doubt. It's worth noting, this is the HP I came into the fight with. And now we're above the HP I came into the fight with. The problem is going to be, what are we going to do once our opponent decides to do another big hit? Okay. Well, that actually worked out really well for us in terms of never discarding any of the attacks that we were about to cast. Stop removing my strength! There are cards in my deck now that deal 0 damage. Look, Neutralize deals 0 damage now. Gonna have to take the one that tries to heal me. Yeah, I'm very close to fucked. Ridiculous how much strength has been taken from you over the course of this fight. Alright. Strawberry is pretty good. Footwork, it's actually pretty good in this build, considering the fact is we put down all our powers and then we try and just continue to live. Oh my god, Meat on the Bone is ridiculous for us right now. Okay, so Meat on the Bone got buffed recently. If you're lower than 50 HP at the end of combat, it heals 12. It used to heal 8. Sundial. We really want a thin deck to get the best advantage out of Sundial, though. Okay, we need 18 block this turn. After Image Escape. Deflect. Backstab. Bite. We only need 10 block, it turns out. I miscounted. With these bites, we should find it a lot better, or rather a lot easier to heal over the course of what we do. Right. Thousand Cuts, good. Unfortunately, if I want to play Thousand Cuts, I'm screwed. What a rude truck. It knew I was recording and it decided to brum 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 all the way up my street. How dare it? Look, I care about audio quality a lot. My microphone is one cheap. So it pains me to leave my window open, but it is summer in Sydney, Australia. And I don't want to die by locking myself in a room that faces the sun. I can't believe we managed to block all of that damage. In fact, I outright refuse to believe it. We didn't block all of that damage. I'm going to manually edit my HP lower. There we go. Good HP loss. Expected HP loss. I mean, neutralize always happens. It's probably... yeah, it's 1000 Cuts, neutralize, defend. Actually, no, it's Dagger Spray. That'll pop off 2 triggers of plated armor, but actually I care more about healing than I care about anything else. So now I've got the full block. The longer this fight takes, the better off I am, to be entirely honest. I'm just going to continue biting. I mean, I could even try to take it slower, like, specifically, but it's worth noting, it doesn't help me if I'm over 28, sorry. So I don't want to get above 28 HP. Because then I'm not going to get the meat on the bone trigger. All right. Perfect. We get the meat on the bone trigger, and I guess because of 1,000 Cuts, Blade Dance is actually really good. Because Blade Dance is you pay 1 mana and you play 4 cards when it's upgraded, at least. I'm going to go for the rests because there's still a bunch of cards I need to upgrade, not the least of which being my second 1,000 Cuts, and then after this, it's Blade Dance. If I could get the Gnarled Paw, Mummified Hand, Mummified Paw, can't remember its name for the life of me, but if I could get whatever that card is, I would be so appreciative. I should have used the Master Plan first, though. Yeah, I'm going to need footwork. But if I could get the Mummified Paw, every single time I play a power, I would reduce the cost of something else in my hand to 0 for that turn. That would be ridiculous, because most of the time, as soon as we draw a power, we just want to play it. Lowest HP we'll work on first. Unfortunately, we're weakened, and we don't yet have any of our 1,000 Cuts up. So it's going to be real rough to take out any of these cultists in time to make too much of a difference. Shit, do I just 1,000 Cuts defend? I think I have to. Oh, yikes. This one's going to take a pretty pinch of health. Thankfully, only knocked off 1 trigger of my plated armor. When I get a hand that plays itself, there's no reason that I would really want to bother talking about the strategy of, ooh, what do I do with this hand? Because it plays itself. There's nothing else that I could have done with that hand. None of the sequencing would have affected anything. I just needed to play 1,000 Cuts first, and I had enough mana to play everything. Okay, escape plan first. Deal that damage to the person on the higher HP. And then AoE the other one down. Masterful Stab is actually pretty good. Except for all of the curses in my deck, never mind. Backflip's pretty good. Yeah, I'll take a backflip. Especially because it's upgraded. Smith, yeah, it wasn't Adrenaline upgrade, it was Blade Dance upgrade, yes. And I'm amazed none of our question mark spaces. Oh, this is such a good. Okay. What do I want? What do I want? I want the brown one, the one that gives you a power at the start of every match, and it costs 0. Ugh. Nilari's Codex. Nilari's Codex is fine when it gives you cards that are ridiculous without being upgraded, but not all cards are ridiculous without being upgraded. So Nilari's Codex, at the at the end of each turn, you can choose 1 of 3 random cards to shuffle into your draw pile. The trick is, it doesn't give you upgraded cards ever. One sec as I figure out what I'm going to do this turn. I might actually backflip. No, 2 more attacks and I'll have my blocking done. Okay. Slash and then backstab. Good. But see? Gives you all this information, right? Caltrops is actually pretty good for our deck, considering we want to be attacked a bunch and just negate negatives. So I'll take it. But a lot of the time, it'll offer you cards that are just going to pad out your deck and not give you any positive effect. And then you keep them for the rest of that combat. It sucks sometimes. I like that the opponent's given me this 1 turn to kind of... Ooh, Escape Plan. Again, it's a card that has no negative effect on any deck archetype. Well, I mean, unless your deck archetype has played big cost cards and you get a relic that means you can't play more than 6 cards in a turn, in which case, yeah, it has a pretty negative effect. think I'll still take 1,000 cuts, even though it's super expensive, just because I want to go all the way on that. But usually the only cards that you would take are things like Adrenaline, right? 0 cost. They exhaust because they're super powerful, but I mean, they're super powerful for the time they're there. Okay. I definitely don't want to put Glass Knife in my deck. Maybe another Blade Dance. Just because of the fact that we have 3... 1,000 cuts. Okay, if I play Blade Dance and attack, that's 3 more armor from my After Image. If I only play Caltrops, I'm not getting enough armor. All right. I want to get enough armor to make sure that I entirely block the incoming attack. No. Slice. Yeah. Alright, fine. That I entirely block the incoming attack so that I get to keep my plated armor safe. Okay, let's backflip. Deflect, neutralize. And now we should be, yeah, fine. Although we still get to block absolutely everything else. Beautiful. Terra, especially level 1, is fine. Well, no, level 2 would have been fine as well. But, again, level 2s aren't on offer, unfortunately. Just because it exhausts itself from my deck, so I get the positive benefit and then never have to deal with it again. Take another Footwork, because I actually do use blocking a lot. I've got to mention, it is ridiculously unlikely that this performs as well as it has done. Nilri's Codex, that is. It's going above and beyond right now in a way that I don't really understand. None of those are worth my time. Like, Wraithform's good, but I'm not going to have a whole turn that I can turn down to play it. Okay. I'll play Bite rather than Dagger Spray just so they can get a little bit of HP here, because I'm uncomfortable being below half. Tools of Trade is fine. Power cards and cards that exhaust themselves are especially fine. And that's the majority of things I've taken have been power cards and cards that exhaust themselves. They're especially fine because their negative effect is removed immediately. Like, you play them and then you never have to have them in your deck again. I'm not going to take another Blade Dance at this point, though. Yeah, unfortunately, now he purges himself. That's right, he lies in court. Alright. It is definitely backflip time. Discard Doubt first, though. I probably should have quick slashed. If I bite, I go up to 20 and then 24. Yeah. So biting is actually better than defending now. Alright. If I had a relic that was benefiting from me having powers, hell, we would be ridiculous right now. I can't actually find a way to build Noxious Fume into this turn. We blocked a significant amount of that damage. Enough to be proud of ourselves. All right. Oof. Oh, no, defend, because we'll be fine regardless. All right. End that turn. And sure, I'll take Predator. Just because if I draw it in my next hand, I instantly kill. I mean, hell, I could pretty much instantly kill with whatever I get, but I could probably instantly kill by purely doing defensive actions. No, I couldn't just because I don't have another defend in hand, right? Blade, and then defend. No, that'll kill. We did it! Good work, us. Another adrenaline is going to be ridiculous for us. Elites now drop 2 relics when defeated is really, really good, except for the fact that I'm probably not going to want to hit many elites on this final area because I have such a low HP point total, and some of the elites just nuke you down. I'm going to take Cursed Key, especially considering I have Omamori. Hopefully I only run into one chest over the course of this entire area. Our boss at the end of this is Time Eater, so we're probably just fucked. Yeah, this is a good line. Yeah, our boss at the end of this is Time Eater, so it's entirely possible we've already lost. Time Eater has a counter, and every single time you play a card, that counter goes up. And after that counter hits 12, it's the end of your turn. It's back to Timekeeper's turn. Did I say Timekeeper? Time Eater. Maxwell Keeper, the Timekeeper. Okay. If that was upgraded, it'd be super useful. Skip. I actually don't know what happens with this enemy, but I don't want to find out, so I'm not leaving that that power orb on the field ever. See what I mean about Blade Dance? Dance. It's pretty ridiculous when you get bonuses for every card played. Yeah, unfortunate that we are going to take 1 damage here, but still. Okay, so any damage inflicted by this enemy gives you a burn. Got it. Get another adrenaline. I really do need to upgrade these adrenalines. I might have just killed. Nope. Very close, though. Sure, let's take Terror. Strike it into the heart of our enemies. Well, I mean, technically, I kind of did kill. Start of this turn, I already picked up the killing blow. Okay. I could use another backflip, especially considering now I have extra mana from the Cursed Key. Skewer is now just 40 damage immediately, but the thing is, my bonuses are from playing many cards. So I want to have the ability to. Sure, fight for the relic 100%. Since I get to play hyper defensively, I should be able to do this with relative ease. Okay, now if I use Survivor, I should be protected, right? 19. Be on 20 beforehand. Yeah, if I use Survivor, I'm protected. If I don't slice, I get an extra mana next turn. But at the same rate, I should be playing every card when I have the ability to. None of those are worth my while. Choke is the closest to worth my while, because I've got a lot of cheap cards in my deck, so I can choke someone at the start of a turn and then play a bunch of cards, but that's a little too wishy right now. I haven't built my deck around it. I should have full block over the course of this turn. Yeah. Good, good. Take a tool of the trade. Alright, not too keen on that burn. Hate it when I don't really have the ability to do too much on a turn. Because I'm now taking damage here. After Image is excellent. Damn thorns. Ouch. Alright, we'll discard a burn, thank you. After Image, Footwork. Let's backflip for some cards before we decide whether we do anything else. Let's bite you, deflect, and then neutralize. Sure. I'm going to ignore all of that. Yeah, I've got a bite in my next turn, so that's pretty good. Got to make sure that bite is the first thing I play, otherwise the 1,000 cuts will prevent me from getting the heal. Good, good. Was below half health, so I got the heal from the meat on the bone as well. Mango is really good. I get my HP back to normal. Piercing Whale is actually pretty good. Especially when you're up against opponents that attack you multiple times. Like, if they're doing 6 damage 5 times, it's ridiculous. You know the problem with this? If I had an upgraded Adrenaline, I would be so fucking happy right now. But I don't. Alright. I'm gonna go for the After Image. So my first turn is pretty much always gonna be After Image, After Image. Oh, yes, embrace that madness. Now I've got 2 Madness cards in my deck, which are low-cost cards that are gonna make my other cards free for the rest of combat. But yeah, here goes my turn. After Image. After Image. Escape Plan? Sure, I'll set up Footwork. Adrenaline Rush. Just deflect. Stab that one. Blade Dance. And stab him a couple more times. Caltrops should actually be fine here, because I don't really see any of these getting through my armor, you know, anytime this millennium. Okay, I've got to get Piercing Whale out of my hand before I do anything right now. Because Madness makes 1 random card in your hand cost 0 for the rest of combat. And obviously, if something's going to be exhausted, I'm not going to want to have it cost 0 for the rest of combat. It's not going to help me. The reason I didn't kill the Darkling in the back is because I kind of want them all to die around about the same time. If at all possible. It might not be, but usually it is. Especially when you're on a hyper-defensive build, you should just be able to manipulate it that way. So I need to have 24 block this turn. Looks like I can probably do that. Probably get that done. There we go. 20 floor block. 20 floor block. 24 block. Hurt me plenty. I mean, if I play 2 more cards, the one in front is dead. If I play 2 more cards, I go up to 6 and then +5. But these also give me HP. Yeah, it's actually worth playing these 2 cards. Oh, right. I have 2 after images, so I was actually protected regardless. I was thinking I was going to accept 1 damage in order to do that. But hey, if I don't have to accept any damage and I still get to do that, all the better for me. Yeah, just by playing the rest of my cards, I win there. All of them defensive, but... Expertise is gained 16 block, can be upgraded any number of times. It's kind of like Searing Strike in the Ironclad deck, which is deal 12 damage, can be upgraded any number of times. Searing Blow, I think it's actually called. The thing is, Ironclad has a card called Armaments that allows you to upgrade every card in your hand. So if you're building an Armaments deck and then you get Searing Blow, it's pretty good. But the Silent probably can't spend enough time smithing the same card over and over and over and over and over again and expect to also have a strong build. Right. Start upgrading my Adrenalines. Awesome, awesome. Let's get me some block. All right, we're defended. So we kind of wasted that first turn, quote unquote, but it's not really a waste because it's set up so much that's going to happen over the course of the rest of the match. Hey, there we go. That's what we were looking for. I wanted to do all of my draw first so that I didn't do things in the wrong order. There's no need to put any other cards in my deck. I'm going to be able to completely just wallop them like this. The problem is, this is going to be great and excellent and fine right up until the Time Eater. We'll have to see if that build survives that area at all. Wasn't able to block all of the damage this turn. Sure, I only took 4, but that's 4 more than I wanted to take. They grow ever more and more powerful. Yeah, I don't want bullet time. Heck, even while shackled, it had 3... Yikes. I'm gonna put Madness, then do my Shiv. Because if I ever draw Blade Dance again, I want to be able to use it, definitely. Alright. Letter Opener. Deal 5 damage to all enemies when you play 3 skills in a turn. That's going to be pretty useful. Dex Potion is going to be more useful for me than the Weakness Potion, I believe. And I'll take another backflip. Snecko Skull. Whenever you apply poison, apply 1 additional poison. Ugh. Your HP is full. Gain. Alright, I'm just going to go for card removals then. Like, Snecko Skull can be really good, but we have one way of applying poison on our deck, and it's Noxious Fumes. And this is effectively the same as upgrading Noxious Fumes. That's as effective as it is. I don't think that's worth it for me. At the same rate, it's better to have it than not have it. And a lot of these question mark places that I'm about to go to are quite likely to ask for all of my money. Okay, I should be able to Noxious Fumes power stab, right? Backstab, brother. Completely protect myself as well. Yeah, take your extra poison. I want Blade Dance to be the one that is discounted, so I'll do my double attack first. It's really cool. The shivs are a really, really interesting concept in that even in builds that aren't, you know, entirely based around them, they're super useful. This turn, I'm kind of accepting some damage by doing this. But what, it's 1 point of damage? I took 10 damage at the end of that turn. What the fuck happened? My hand dealt me 10... Oh. Strange. Alright. Ignore all of those. What is this 10 damage? Constricted. At the end of your turn, take 10 damage. I had never noticed that. To be fair, the only times I've casually played against this enemy in my own time, I've kind of immediately ruined their existence forever. I've had some degenerate builds off camera. Holy hell. Alright. My goal right now is draw into as many bites as I possibly can. Never mind. End of turn. Damn. I need to get something to clear my throat. None of that. Just pads out my deck and doesn't really provide that much of a benefit. Here, I literally just need to put up a brick goddamn wall in front of myself. Excuse me. I'm going to take some damage this turn. I'm not particularly pleased about it. At the very least, I'm going to go below half HP, so meat on the bone is going to start activating. But I really did need to get that 1,000 cuts up, because it's the only way I'm going to be able to safely deal damage over the course of this fight. Put a defense up there. Now I can safely start trying to break these exploders. Okay. Both exploders break. Well, I mean, it literally doesn't matter what I do now. 35 is the perfect HP to be at. In fact, is less than 50% at the end of combat. Damn. Unfortunately, attacking. Okay. Usually when you attack an enemy that has thorns, if you kill it, the thorns don't trigger. Guess that wasn't the case here. I probably should have kept the elixir. I think Time Eater actually has a status card they put in your hand, but I can't remember. Okay. Should be pretty easy. I did that in the wrong order. I should have done my... I should have done footwork for the dexterity first before I did any of my other blocks. So it looks like this middle dude just summons. Yikes. Oh boy. Yeah, this still isn't even going to defend me against the entire thing. Youch. Well, at the very least, we did a lot of damage to them. That's what I was hoping for. Good card to discount. And just unload the rest of my damage. It's the first couple turns getting this off the ground that makes this hard. I'm probably thinking too little of Nilari's Codex. I've been using it a lot more in this than I thought I was going to. So I really should give it some credit. I mean, I'm not going to, but I should. I should be able to get a reasonable amount of heal out of this fight. I'm probably going to rest after this fight anyhow, to be honest. Okay, at least 2 of them aren't blocking next turn, so I'll have some primary targets to attack without wasting my attack against armor. No reason to pick any of those up right now. They just slow me down. Especially considering the middle one didn't block. We could kill them this turn, depending on our draw. Adrenaline is super helpful with that. So is backflip. And... come on, that's pretty close. Unfortunately, we healed above half HP, so now we just want to hit him with as much bite action as possible. There is no bite action in this hand, and I don't want the rest of them to respawn. You can just farm these infinitely with bite and feed and things like that, but not necessary. I'll take 1 Terror, because Terror is actually really, really good against bosses. Okay. Drink. 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 Alright, Time Eater. Whenever you play 12 cards, your turn is ended, and Time Eater gains 2 strength. 12, yikes. So I should really think about the cards that I play, and whether or not I definitely want to play them. The problem is my whole deck is built around yes. My whole deck is built around yes being the answer to that question. Yes, I want to play all of these. And yes, I need to. I'm going to try and trigger that 12 manually where my turn naturally was going to end. Just to bypass the effect of it. Okay. 42 incoming damage. Not that great. I might actually just go through 12 cards this turn. Yep. Okay, I've fully blocked the attack. Let's use Piercing Wail. Get it out of my hand so that I can safely do that. Now I want to do everything offensive I can do. Oh, end that with Terror. That's ridiculous. Okay, now my opponent gets a turn. But that's more than fine. You're now 99 vulnerable. That's really good for us. This is an unfortunate turn because we really don't get to do much blocking here. Ouchie. Wraith Form is interesting, but again, I don't think I'm going to have a turn where I can slow down enough to play it. Lost 2 triggers on my plated armor is unfortunate. 22, I can probably get 22 in a single turn. Nope. What's limiting my card draw now? I thought the card draw limitation actually wore off previously. So what, I have 5 cards, I guess, to play next turn? Nice. Another card draw limitation. Limiting the cards that I draw is really effective against me. Unless I draw a backflip, I can't actually deal with that. Thankfully, I drew backflip. I'm going to quick slash because I want more cards. Backflip, now I'm protected. I'd love to Blade Dance and hit a bunch of times, but I can't really do that. I'm actually going to go for the HP rather than doing the Dagger Spray there. Die is 1 mana for 13 damage and it exhausts itself, but I don't want to dilute the draw effects in the remainder of my deck because not having draw is really harming me. As much as I want to play both of those just so that I can get 8 damage, courtesy of my 1,000 cuts, I might be able to get more than 8 damage if I don't. And by might, I mean definitely will. $39. Okay, 1 more defend. I'm safe. Ouch. 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 Okay. This sucks, because I've got to do as much blocking as I can in not many cards. Okay, now all of my blocking is done. Go for a bite for the HP. There goes my turn. Another After Image will not run awry. This is a shitty hand that pretty much tells you how it has to be played. I could have played 1 fewer blocks there. That's definitely true. I'm going to take a Wraith Form now. The reason is, in between, when I was saying what I was saying about the Wraith Form last time, and that's that I don't know if I'll find a turn to play it, I remembered that occasionally it might happen that I end up in a turn with, 0 cost in hand, but also where I'm not really able to do anything because of the very, very short hand size that I get a lot of the time. It might actually be like a really good way for me to put out some offending hits while protecting myself. Lock off the rest of that. Should have taken Wraith Form earlier. On top of that, what if I end up with a turn where, I only have 1 or 2 cards that I can play that turn before it ends? Wraith Form would be perfect. Let's do as much blocking as possible. I'm going to make sure that Doubt goes out of my hand. Another Adrenaline. All right. Looks like we've got this one wrapped up in a neat little bow. One of the reasons I'm particularly happy to have this one wrapped up in a neat little bow, however, is because I've never actually beaten the Time Eater before. I have only faced the Time Eater once before, mind you. There we go. Achievement unlocked. The Time Eater. Let's proceed to beat the otherling hell out of the thump. 698 damage. I'll accept that amount for the moment. My name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been way too long of an episode because of the defensive strategy employed. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.